welcome to Real Deal EV. So today we're going to be going over how to replace your daytime running lights on your Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. So I've already done this video, how to remove the headlights, and so this is in time lapse. I'm not really this fast, silly goose. So I'll link the description for the other video. So this is where you're going to start for your daytime running lights. This heat sink that we're looking on the back is where your daytime running lights are, and it takes 3 T20 Torx screws that hold it in, and in between here there is the headlight alignment shaft. That's that black shaft that sits right there in the middle. So pulling out these screws, well, except for that one, shake it out, not shake it off. There is a rubber gasket that goes around there, and then next you're going to worry about taking this this clip off of the daytime running light. So press down on that tab and that releases the light. Now I'm looking because I see that it's melted and it looks like it's got really hot, which is probably the reason why you're here doing this video, watching this video, is because your daytime running light is out. So this kid actually ordered a used set that we were going to go ahead and put on, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to try out the new daytime running light modules, PCBs, that I ordered. So these are the PCBs that I ordered. We can get them in white or yellow. So white, they look like traditional daytime running lights, but they have a much better heat sink on them. So as you can see here, these are them, and you can see the LEDs, they line up just right. And they actually have the whole back of it is a heat sink, which I'll show you here in a minute. So after I get this out of the way, you're going to take these 2 T20 Torx screws off of the PCB and then remove this little plastic grommet that holds it down. Now you're going to take a little plastic pry bar and you're actually going to focus on the opposite end that I am on right now. This is, you can do the whole side, but the heat sink glue that Tesla uses is one small little dab right underneath of that LED light. So you'll see it'll release here in just a second. It takes a decent amount of force, but you don't want to break it. So there, it just released, and you can see that white dot. That's the heat sink that they use. It's almost like a glue. It's not pasty. It doesn't remain liquid. So right here, I'm just showing you in slow motion that there's 2 different modules, PCB modules. There's a right and a left. So you want to make sure that you get the correct orientation. Now I'm just removing the blue backing tape from the heatsink compound. It's not it's not like a paste. It's not messy. It's almost more like a double stick tape, but it's not. It's actual heatsink compound. So it covers up the whole back, so the heat will dissipate much better than the Tesla one into the actual heat sink, which it sits on. So now you're going to go ahead and reattach your plastic brace and the 2 T20 Torx. So once you get that back on, then you're going to go ahead and push the plug in. It takes a decent amount of force to get it to clip in, but you want it to make sure it's locked. Now if you pull this out too far, you kind of got to push the wire back in. So I struggled with that for a couple seconds and then finally get it. It just takes some wiggling it around. It'll go in, it'll slide right in. Just don't force it. It'll go in place. So now you're going to go ahead and put your T20 Torx screws back in. So now I'm just going to go ahead and slide the headlight in just for testing purposes. I just wanted to turn it on and make sure it was going to work. So I just put it in place and turn the light on.
A great success!
All right, so now I'm going to take the headlight back out because I'm going to go ahead and put in the yellow PCBs that we have to make yellow daytime running lights. So it's basically going to be the same process. It's just going to be a different PCBA. So again, if you already saw the first time, you're going to take your T20 Torx bit and you're going to remove those 3 screws. Get those out of the way. That same one just caught in there. So now you're going to disconnect your plug, just like you did before. Get your screws out of the way. And so now this is your PCBA that you just replaced. This could be either the Tesla one, the Real Deal one, whatever. So you're going to still remove those T20 Torx. So right now I kept this in place so that I could show you how well the heatsink compound actually adhered without any heat to it, or minimal heat I should say. So this would be the yellow daytime running lights. Unfortunately, the ones that they sent me weren't yellow, so I did a little tint. This is what it could potentially look like. So I'll have to revisit this video later on and add this in. So after that, I was back on to putting the headlight on, getting the car all put back together. So putting in your trim pieces. Again, there's already a video how to do the front bumper removal. This is just part of the process, so I wanted to leave it all in here. But for a more detailed instruction on how to do this, check out that other video. So I remove all the tape, get everything put into place. I wanted to show you this because I don't think I hit this on the other video. This often happens to me, and I wanted to make sure it doesn't happen to you. When you put in the frunk liner, the emergency frunk release, the wire will actually get stuck in the bottom. So make sure you grab that, pull it out, so that way you can hook it up. I've opened a lot of frunks, removed this, and the wire has never even been hooked up. So in case somebody actually had to get in there or was in there and they needed to get out, their button wouldn't have worked. So, you know, have a little person in there. I don't know exactly who's going to fit in there, but it's there for a reason, right? So once you get those in place, you put those screws on. Now you're just going to go ahead and clip the frunk on each side of the fenders, clip it in place, and then you're going to go ahead and tighten down the rest of your bolts. A little garage open action there. Now from this point, you're going to go ahead and put the 110mm bolt that goes into the washer reservoir. Then you're going to put your cabin air filter screen in. And then you're going to go ahead and put the last piece on, just in time for the customer to show up. He's so nice, he hooks me up with a coffee. Wasn't that nice? So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, reach out to us at realdealev.com.